Stop recommending this controller for the love of God.
This non-licensed controller actually feels more premium than the Hori.
As for the D-pad, both of them feel good in the hand, but I think the point goes to Nixie on this one.
And they're way overpriced, so I have a much better option to show you guys. These are the Binbok Joy-Cons.
They always ask, hey, where did you get these? Because then they'll fill them and they'll be like, these are really good.
Go ahead and get rid of your old Joy-Cons because these are so good.
This is the Binbok Switch Joypad. It's basically a fat pair of Joy-Cons, similar to the Hori Split Pad Pro. A problem a lot of people had with the Hori is that it's missing some of the major features of the Joy-Con. The biggest omission is that it only works in handheld mode unless you shell out money for the wired adapter. The Binbok, however, is pretty fully featured. It's wireless, it has gyro, and they even jammed some rumble motors in there. It's a much more complete package. It even has those glowy rings around the joysticks. The biggest problem with this controller is the build quality. The whole thing feels cheap, like it'll break at any moment. The buttons and joysticks feel so mushy and spongy, and the plastic is so thin and hollow, it gives off dollar store remote vibes. The absolute worst part is the D-pad. Maybe I have a defective unit, but the damn thing just doesn't work right. Even basic menu navigation is a chore. Sometimes I have to press multiple times to get it to actuate, while other times I press it once and it launches across the screen. On top of that, it gets caught on itself constantly. It's gross. All in all, I would just recommend sticking with the Hori Split Pad Pro. Like a lot of Hori controllers, what it lacks in features it makes up for in build quality. It's a shame there's no gyro, but for most of the Switch's library it's not that much of a deal breaker. I'd rather just pull out a Pro controller for those ones. I also recommend the Retro Flag handheld controller. It's one big piece, so it adds a lot of bulk to the system, but it's solid as a rock and feels great in the hands. It even has gyro, as well as those Hall effect joysticks everyone's been raving about. But yeah, I don't know why there have been so many glowing recommendations for this thing. Maybe mine's just defective? I don't know. Even if it did work perfectly, I still wouldn't recommend it, it's just too flimsy.
Boo.